Never clean this engine sensor, not without knowing this first. Most people who clean this thing actually kill it, and there's real proof behind that claim. You're looking at the mass airflow sensor, the MAF. It's small, cheap to clean, and way easier to wreck than you'd think. You're about to learn the one method that actually works, the one that keeps your sensor reading true for years, not weeks. This problem isn't rare. It happens in driveways every weekend, all over the world. You grab a can of cleaner, spray, and hope for the best. That hope backfires more often than not. The MAF sensor sits between your air filter and throttle body. It measures incoming air so your computer can mix the right fuel. Get that wrong, and everything falls apart. You'll notice a rough idle, bad gas mileage, a check engine light that just won't quit. So yeah, you want to clean it. That part makes sense. A dirty sensor really can cause these problems. Dust builds up over time. Oil vapor drifts in from the crankcase. Even a cheap aftermarket filter lets grime through, and it settles right on the element. But here's where it goes sideways. You're probably doing it wrong. Wrong doesn't just mean it didn't help. Wrong means you just bought yourself a brand new sensor. Let's look at real cases now. These come straight from car forums across the US, the UK, and Germany. Head over to the Bob is the Oil Guy forum, and you'll find a driver mid-oil change reaching for his MAF cleaner. He grabbed throttle body cleaner by mistake instead. Wrong can, same shelf, same rushed morning. In his own words, once he noticed, "I quickly sprayed the MAF sensor down with the correct cleaner." He got lucky and caught it fast. A lot of people never catch it in time. Think about that for a second. One grab off the wrong shelf, and your sensor could be gone before you even reinstall it. That's how thin the margin really is. Then there's the VW crowd on golfmkv.com, and this one matters a lot. German engineering, but the mistake itself is universal. Owners kept asking the same question about newer VW and Audi engines with hot film sensors. One member explained it plainly on the thread, warning that trying to clean a hot film type is far more likely to be ineffective. That single line sums up the whole risk. This isn't some rare design flaw either. Hot film sensors sit in millions of cars on the road right now. If yours is one of them, spraying it blind could be the exact move that ends its life. Over on FJ Cruiser forums, a popular spot for Toyota off-roaders in both the UK and the US, someone pulled their sensor apart to inspect it. They found a wire that looked bent, maybe even damaged. Another member laid out the stakes clearly, explaining that you will change the sensor calibration and it will no longer be accurate. There's no glue for that mistake. Once it's bent, your sensor is done for good. This is the scary part. You don't even need cleaner to ruin it here. One careless touch during inspection is all it takes to wreck the whole thing. One more case, straight from TDI Club forums, a hub for VW and Audi diesel owners across the UK and Europe. A member sprayed his hot film sensor the usual way and saw no real improvement at all. Other members jumped in fast with a blunt warning about hot film sensors, noting there's a very low probability of successfully making it better. That's about as honest as forum advice gets. Even doing everything right by old habits, this driver got nothing but wasted cleaner and a sensor still sitting on borrowed time. See the pattern forming across all four threads? Different countries, different cars, same mistake. You spray first and ask questions way too late. Let's break this down properly. Here are the 4 mistakes that kill your MAF sensor almost every single time. Mistake 1 is touching the element directly. A cotton swab, a finger, Even a soft cloth counts. The sensing wire or film inside is thinner than a human hair on some designs. Touch it even lightly, and you bend it, and your calibration is gone for good, permanently. Mistake 2 is using the wrong cleaner entirely. Brake cleaner, carb cleaner, some random electrical spray sitting on your garage shelf. These leave a residue behind, or they eat straight through the protective coating. You need a cleaner made specifically for MAF sensors. Nothing else will do the job safely. Mistake 3 is cleaning a sensor that was never built to be cleaned. Some cars run what's called a Karman vortex sensor instead. Certain Toyota, Lexus, and Mitsubishi models use this exact design. Manufacturers are crystal clear about it. Don't spray cleaner on these at all, ever. The same warning applies to a lot of newer hot film sensors too. Mistake 4 is reinstalling your sensor while it's still wet. You get impatient and rush the job. You pop the sensor back in before it's fully dry. That leftover moisture can short the circuit the second you fire up the engine. Patience really isn't optional here. It's just part of doing the job right. There's a bonus mistake worth mentioning too. Some people blast the sensor with compressed air to speed up drying. It feels harmless, but it isn't. That air pressure alone can bend the delicate element inside. You end up causing the exact damage you were trying to avoid. 4 mistakes, plus that sneaky 5th one, and you're looking at a ruined sensor almost every time. So how do you actually pull this off correctly? Here's the part you've been waiting for. This is exactly how a pro handles it, step by step. Step 1 is figuring out what sensor you actually have. Hot wire, hot film, or Karman vortex. Check your owner's manual or look up your engine code online first. This single step alone prevents most of the disasters covered above. Step 2 is inspecting the sensor before you spray anything. Pull it out and look at it under good light. See a bent wire or a cracked film coating? Stop right there immediately. Cleaning will never fix physical damage. You simply need a new part instead. Step 3 is disconnecting your battery before you touch anything else. It's a simple habit, but it protects the electronics from any stray spark or short circuit. Step 4 is using a sensor-safe cleaner, and only that. Grab something labeled specifically for MAF sensors. Nothing improvised. Hold the sensor with the element facing straight down. Spray from about 6 inches away, using short controlled bursts. Never let the nozzle touch the element itself. Step 5 is letting it air dry completely, no exceptions. No wiping with a cloth. No blasting it with compressed air. No shortcuts of any kind here. Give it real time to dry, at least 30 minutes, longer if it's humid outside. Step 6 is reinstalling everything and reconnecting your battery. Let the engine idle for a few minutes afterward. Your computer needs a little time to relearn those fresh, accurate readings. That's the whole process. 6 steps, nothing flashy, nothing fast, but it actually works every time. Here's a bonus tip that trips a lot of people up. If you drive a car with a hot film sensor, seriously consider skipping the cleaning altogether. Based on what forum members across 3 countries keep reporting, these sensors respond better to replacement than cleaning once symptoms show up. It's not the fun answer, but it's the honest one. Knowing when to walk away is part of doing this job right too. Now think about the trade you're making here. A can of proper MAF cleaner costs maybe $8 total. A brand new sensor can run you anywhere from $150 to $250, sometimes more depending on your car. That's a massive gap for something so avoidable. Do this the lazy way, and you're gambling real money on a 5-minute shortcut. Do it the right way instead, and you protect a sensor that should easily last for years without any trouble. This was never about fear just for the sake of fear. It's about respecting a part that's far more delicate than it ever looks. Think about it this way too. A dirty MAF sensor doesn't just hurt your wallet at the repair shop. It hurts you every single time you fill up your tank. Bad readings mean your engine burns more fuel than it actually needs. Over months of driving, that adds up to real money wasted at the pump. Fixing it the right way pays you back twice, once in performance and once in fuel savings. So here's the deal, plain and simple. Don't touch the element with anything. Don't grab the wrong cleaner off the shelf. Don't spray a sensor that was never built for it in the first place. And never, ever rush the drying step. Follow those 6 steps carefully, and you'll handle this job the way a real professional does. Not the lazy shortcut way most videos show you. The way that actually protects your engine long term. Here's the thing. This whole method takes maybe 15 extra minutes compared to the rushed way. 15 minutes against a $200 repair bill isn't even a real choice. Once you know the right steps, there's honestly no excuse to cut corners again. Slow down, follow the process, and your sensor will thank you for years to come. Drop a comment below and share which mistake you almost made yourself. There's a good chance you've got a story just like so many other people. If this video just saved you from wrecking your own sensor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. There are plenty more videos coming that'll save you real money under the hood. Next time, you'll learn about the sensor almost everyone ignores completely, right up until it strands them on the side of the road. You really don't want to miss that one. And hey, next time someone tells you to just spray and go, you'll know better. Never clean this engine sensor without knowing better.